important.
Health and safety is another, of course, important issue, and there is an agency, a federal agency, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is in OSHA, which is in charge of health and safety. They do have guidelines for exposure to chemicals, and they have a list of chemicals that are known to be hazardous to human beings to be around. They also have laws about safety equipment and about training, what you must be given if you're going to be working with any of those chemicals. But the problem with OSHA is, of course, like any other agency, there aren't that many agents, so they certainly aren't proactive about going around and checking out just any employer. And also, many chemicals that are known to be hazardous to human beings are not on their lists yet. The other thing is that they might have a threshold and say that this chemical is dangerous at this level, and if they come in and measure your workplace and it's right underneath, they'll say that it's okay. So this is an area that really could use a lot of work for people. There's also the whole issue of indoor air quality issues that a lot of people have sensitivities, especially to newer buildings that use a lot of what would you call artificial materials, and old buildings that have mold. So those are all issues that people can apply to OSHA to help with, but a lot of times it's not quite enough. Once again, keep records of exposure, the names of chemicals. There's also an organization called PESH, which is New York State Public Employee Safety and Health, and that organization protects workers who work for the state government, probably for local and county governments too, I would imagine, but I'm not sure about that. Under health and safety, there's also the issue of disability and accommodation. Once again, New York State covers employees who work in any business that has 4 or more employees. And what that means is that if you are disabled or if you become disabled while you're working on a job, your employer has to make some effort to accommodate you. And this is put in place unless it's an undue burden on the employer. But hopefully in a lot of cases, the New York State human rights law can help people get a better work environment if they are disabled. The Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, has guidelines also, so there are some protections on the federal level for you. Now, the one thing is that you, as the employee, must take the initiative to ask your employer to make those accommodations. They do not have to offer them to you, so you have to ask. If you are going to a job interview, you cannot be asked if you're disabled, the nature of your disability, or be asked to take a physical before you're hired. If you are hired for a job, you can be asked to have a medical exam. If you're discriminated against, once again, the New York State Division of Human Rights or the EEOC can help you with a case, and we can help you locate those people so that you can have a case. Be very factual in your records and be very specific about violations that you encounter.